It's not unlike any other language. Verbal language, we learn alphabet, we learn how to make words, we learn how to make sentences to tell stories. And it's very much the same with drawing and painting. You know, picking up these tools of oils and paints and brushes and pencils and chalks, working on different papers and different surfaces. This all requires practice and repetition. One needs to learn their craft before one can express themselves, and that's exactly what we're trying to achieve here at the school. Our program is based off the teachings of the 19th century French academies, where students were taught to work from the flat and then work from the round. Working from the lithographs, students learn rules of lighting from nature, so they're learning to build a construct first, learning to elaborate more detail on that construct, articulation, division of light and dark, learning the rules of values, and most importantly, they're learning how to see. Students do work these drawings at the same size that they're seeing it, so that they're copying exactly the same proportions, the same shapes, the same values. On their fourth and final drawing, we do have them working larger than the image, so that this in turn tests their sense of proportion. It creates a greater challenge for the student to really be able to capture a drawing at a different size and maintain the same proportions. Students work from copies of sculpture, from plaster. The plaster casts are set in a situation where they're lit singly, allowing the student to still work from the rules of nature. And where the students were working in graphite, they now work in charcoal. This is a more malleable, flexible material, which is a wonderful segue towards painting. In the round, the students are trying to create a sense of depth, a sense of form, a sense of three-dimensionality, and still copying exactly what they're seeing. Here we have a finished cast study done in charcoal. This was executed by one of my younger students. She's actually 13 years old, and this was done where the student works sight-size. So as you can see, the drawing and the sculpture are exactly the same size. More importantly, rules of lighting, rules of nature are being used here. Working in oils, the students continue to work from the plaster cast. They're now introduced to an academic way of painting, a very specific layering of a painting that harkens back to the period of David. They're learning some major steps of the painting, from an imprimatura to dry brush drawing, dead color, first paintings. Eventually they blend the painting to a very smooth finish where you really don't even see the artist's hand. There isn't a visual feeling of brush strokes, and that's an academic finish. For the student, one of the biggest challenges in still life is to reproduce different textures and different surfaces. This allows the student to actually start to think out of the box and start to explore how to apply the paint to create these different textures and surfaces. Composition is something that can also be dealt with at the still life arena. And color design and color harmony, lighting, creating your own design of lighting, where the light masses will be, where the dark masses will be. As the students go through our 4-level fundamental program, they also work from the figure, and what they're learning in the exercises, in the projects, they're applying that knowledge over to the figure. As you see here, we have 2 wonderful examples of painting from the nude. We have a half torso study here and a full-length study of the figure over there. We have students from all over the world come here to one of the few schools in the world, one of the largest existing today, that addresses and fulfills the goals that a lot of these young aspiring artists have in terms of wanting to learn a very strict, disciplined understanding of their craft. What we're doing here is actually trying to give artists, or young artists, or aspiring artists, the skills and techniques that are required to achieve a very high level.